Hey everyone, it's Becky with Homeschooling with Secret Sauce, and we are in part two of the best way to teach basic math facts. This is going to be a mini series with each video being focused on a particular tip, trick, or tactic to help you teach basic math facts to your kids. So today, we are going to be talking about the mindset, the strategy behind teaching your kids their basic math facts. And I love the analogy or the picture of going deep in a submarine to explore the underwater wonderful world beneath the surface. One of the biggest things that we can do to teach basic math facts to our kids is to slow down. So that's the very first thing. So many of us are just doing the next lesson and encouraging the kids to move from problem 3 to problem 4 to problem 5 just so that they can check it off in their book. But understanding that the basic math facts are the foundation that the kids are going to be building upon for all of their math career, all of their math life. We need to slow down when it comes to basic math facts. And when we talk about math facts, we're talking about the fundamentals of adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing. There are other foundational math facts as well, but we're going to start with those math fact families, the adding and subtracting family and the multiplication families and division. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to slow down. These things take time as we are making sure that our kids not only understand that 3 times 4 is 12, but that they know it so fast that they don't need to even think about it. So, in order for that to happen, not only do we need to slow down, but we need to linger as we are teaching them their math facts. It's a funny thing when we're teaching our kids to do something that we know like this. It can be it can be tempting to not give it the fullness of the weight of how important it is. It's so important that our kids know their math facts, and yet we just want the math lesson to be done. So it's super quick. It's super easy to just say, do your math, be done, let's move on. When in fact, we need to slow down and linger and talk about whatever math facts that the kids are learning and mastering at that time. And we need to also encourage them to collect samples. We'll get deep into that as we talk about some of the tips and tricks and strategies. But when you're teaching a math fact to your child or children or classroom, it's important that as you pause and you linger, as you learn about a particular math fact or a math fact family, that you find ways to collect samples. Just like if you were in a submarine and you were down under the water, where it's really dark and those things that have the bioluminescence, I guess they're more towards the surface, but they have their own individual lights. Well, if you're in a submarine, you're only able to look out one window at a time, and your field of vision is very small. And the submarine has to meticulously reach out its arms in order to collect a single sample. The same is true if you want your kids to master their math facts. You have to slow down, you have to linger, and you have to collect samples. And what does that mean? When you're learning a math fact or teaching a math fact to your kids, you have to touch it and collect it in multiple different ways so that it sinks really deep into your child's understanding. And that, mama, that it just takes time. It takes repetition. So the whole idea of diving deep into math facts is that we're going to slow down. We're going to linger as we look at the different math facts. We're going to understand what it means to collect samples. That means that we're going to look at it from the traditional way, 3 times 4 line equals 12. We're going to look at it from different aspects. Well, how would you write that as an array? Or how would you write that in pictures or in words, etc.? Going to collect different samples of those math facts. And then the culminating thing is that your kids need to be able to share with you what they know about that math fact. So 3 times 4 is 12. But if you know that, then you already also know that 4 times 3 is 12. But better than that, if you know that 12 divided by 3 is 4. And if you know that, then you know 12 divided by 4 is 3. So this whole idea of teaching our kids to master their math facts really begins with you and I. We have to be willing to get into the submarine and to slowly descend into the world of math facts. And we need to linger there. It doesn't take a long time. We don't have to go on a deep dive for hours and hours, days, on weeks, on months, on end. However, we do need to purposefully get in that submarine and go down and focus and linger as we look at the math facts. And we need to show our kids the different types of samples that we can do or that they can do, that activities that they can do, ways that they can express a particular math fact in a standard form or an abstract form or a food form. That's really fun. But all the different ways that we can collect and touch and explore those facts. And then we can come up out of our deep dive and we can share what we've learned with other people. For your kids, that's going to mean that they're going to share with you maybe 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, all throughout the day, right? If it's a math fact that's relevant to things in your life that you can find ways to bring it to life, then they're going to be able to be talking about it and sharing with it all day long with you. Or when your husband comes home from work, or grandma comes to visit, or your neighbor pops over for coffee or tea, or whatever the situation is, giving them the opportunity to share what they learned. Because, as you know, part of the secret sauce of homeschooling is that we teach our kids that it's amazingly fun to learn. And if we don't give them the opportunity to share in an exciting way where they get to have all the big feels of, wow, this feels really, really great, then we're not teaching them to love to learn. In order to love to learn, then our ideas also need to be received on the other end as positive and welcomed. So this whole idea of diving deep into math facts is so much more than just learning how to divide or learning that subtraction is basically the opposite of addition. It's so much more than that. It's this discovery and implantation of ideas that they're going to rest the rest of their mathematic career and life upon. So, coming up, there will be more videos about deep diving and math facts. I want you to consider that most of the videos will be like a buffet, meaning there will be particular tips, tricks, or tactics that you can grab and then infuse into your homeschool or teaching day and use with your kids. Give them a few days to do the same activities over and over again, and then keep what works and let go of what doesn't, or file it for when they get a little bit older. But know that not every tip, trick, or resource is a perfect fit for every child. It may not be a perfect fit for your teaching style either. But all of these ideas work beautifully for some children out there, and for homeschoolers or classroom teachers or grandparents or people that are filling in for the day. So these are things that anyone can use and apply. And as always, if there are any resources that I think will benefit you, they will be wherever the description is on your screen, wherever the description area is on your screen. Just find the little drop down menu. And that's it for this video. So get ready. We're going to be diving deep into math facts. And I can't wait. Get into your submarine, because we're ready to go deep and explore this wonderful world of laying the foundation for your kids' mathematics success. Ready? Let's go.